You wake up in the morning and you feel like $1,000,000, and 10 minutes later you are feeling like dog shit. How does that work? Well, if you have actually paid attention to how your mood changes, you can clearly see that you don't just go from one state to another. There's a transition, and that transition can be fast or it can be slow, but it's not magical. It's step by step from one mood to another. And the truly interesting thing is that most of the times that you are feeling happy, it's right after you wake up. And that is because no bullshit thoughts have entered your mind yet. Contrast that to when it's like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and you are thinking to yourself about all the problems you want to solve and all the aspects of your life that are not there yet and you're not satisfied with, plus the fact that you are tired, and it's like now 9 out of 10 times that you feel bad with yourself and you're in a bad mood, and that if somebody calls you, you're going to be moody on the phone and you're going to have that black hole of energy type of vibe. It's always when you are tired and you had time to think about everything that's going wrong. But in the mornings you feel great. The only type of morning when you don't feel great is when you go to sleep thinking of some bad, like real bad things, like things that are going very wrong in your life. But other than that, if you just have a normal day and you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning, your mind for a few minutes it's clear of all the bad thoughts. And so why do I care? You might ask. You should care because this is a great indicator of what's going wrong in your life and how you can actually get out of this spiral of negative thoughts. So listen up. Your thoughts transition from good to bad based on exactly what you are thinking. So when you are actually in a very bad mood, trying to think of something positive or what you have maybe heard as just smile it out, Huberman has talked about that. It does actually work, but when you are in that hole of misery and darkness and sadness, it does not work. And the reason it does not work is that it's not powerful enough to overcome all those negative emotions. But what if you could catch that train before it gains speed? So in the morning when you wake up and there's no negative thoughts in your mind, the easiest way to avoid negative thoughts throughout the day is to catch them early. So, first thing in the morning, start monitoring what you are thinking. And with the first sign of a thought that is not productive, it's negative, you're bashing yourself, you're feeling bad about yourself, or you're worrying about something you have no control over, stop it. Just stop it. And in contrast to later in the day when all those thoughts had time to gain momentum, right now it's early. You haven't really thought about it, like it just popped in your head, and you have what it takes to stop it. And the magical thing happens when you stop it. Because when you stop it, it gathers precisely zero momentum. And when it gathers precisely zero momentum, you have the chance to do that again and again and again. You can simply change what you think early, just smile it out, and diverge your pattern of thought to something different, something you have control over, something that is happier, etc. And by doing that, you can stop that train on its tracks. And of course, it's challenging, especially at first, because it is a skill. You cannot expect, and this is the biggest mistake people make, you cannot expect to be good at this day one. Like, from first-hand experience, what's going to happen to you on your first day doing this is you're going to be all excited and you're going to catch a few negative thoughts at first, and then you're going to drift off and you're going to get in a negative thought loop, and the whole day is going to get fucked. Plus, now you will also have the mind virus of thinking that you know how to solve it, you know how to solve it, but you still failed. So you have to completely disengage from that thought because it's going to destroy everything. But the principle is sound. If you actually practice, you're going to get good at this. And from the first thing in the morning, you're going to start kicking out those negative thought loops that end up in those spirals. And by catching them early in the day, by simply changing the topic of your brain, by actually concentrating on positive things or problems you have actual control over, or just simply by doing stuff. Because when you do stuff, you don't really think, then you will be able to delay the onset of those negative thought loops. You're going to diminish their intensity, and over time, you're going to be able to completely get them out of your head. Just keep in mind, it's a habit. You will have to get better at it. Do not expect to do this day one.